Fears of COVID-19 infection in China fuel medical stock bets. On Monday, December 12, investors flocked to Chinese drug makers, mask makers, antigen test companies, and funeral service providers, fearful of a surge in mass infections following China's shift away from strict zero-COVID policies last week. After authorities announced a dramatic loosening of COVID-19 testing, quarantine, and management rules in the aftermath of anti-lockdown protests on Wednesday, medical supplies producers have been bombarded with investor questions about their capacity. Despite a 0.8% drop in the benchmark CSI 300 index, China's healthcare index gained nearly 1% on Monday morning. More than a dozen pharmaceutical stocks rose after China's National Administration of Traditional Chinese Medicine published a long list of recommended medicines, including cough and flu medications, that people could use at home to treat infections. Shijia Zhuang Yiling Pharmaceutical, a seller of a popular cold medicine, was trading near record highs, having risen 70% since the end of October. Jinghua Pharmaceutical Group increased by a maximum of 10%. Amid reports of rapidly rising infections in major cities such as Beijing and Chengdu, investors are flocking to mask makers such as Shandong Dawn Polymer and antigen testing firms such as Wuhan Easy Diagnosis Biomedicine. According to Hu Chang, fund manager at Yunchuang Investment, demand for antigen testing has recently increased. When they see the big wave of infections coming, people will realize the importance of antigen testing, said Hu, who has invested in Guangzhou Wanfo Biotech and Suzhou Novoprotein Scientific. A massive COVID-19 outbreak around the Chinese New Year in late January is expected to increase critical cases and deaths in a country where many elderly people have not yet been vaccinated, putting the medical system under strain. Hong Kong traded on Monday. Fushu Yuan International Group, China's largest operator of cemeteries and provider of funeral services, rose as much as 7% to a new one-year high. Listed medical companies are also busy answering investors' questions about how they are preparing for a worsening COVID-19 situation. Novel coronavirus was one of the most frequently used terms in investor relations platform questions. Lepu Medical Technology, which manufactures cardiovascular and diagnostic devices, informed investors that production plans would be adjusted to meet market demand for COVID-19 testing. On an investor relations platform, Easy Diagnosis stated that it was able to quickly ramp up production because the cancellation of nucleic acid testing in many places would increase demand for antigen testing at home.